Welcome back to A Corporate Time. So, you know what a burlesque show is,
Well,
Daniel, right?
I believe burlesque, an Italian word that originally meant the folly, the fool, ridiculous, I believe. Sam, you can check that, but I think burlesque meaning the ridiculous. I believe that's the Italian term.
I thought you were just making that up, and then I
Not
saw
making it up.
Jacqueline shaking her head.
Not making it up.
No, I thought you were making it up too. I thought it was like a little Ron Burgundy
Oh,
moment.
no. Oh, God. Okay.
How dare you? No,
Well, when you think
It is
of-
derived from the Italian burlesco, which in turn is derived from the Italian burla, a joke, ridicule, or mockery.
What did I say?
Burlesco!
They call me the Great Burlesco. Especially when I pull my pants down because it's ridiculous.
So, anyway, I was thinking, when you think of burlesque...
You didn't think I knew that, did you?
I never have thought, you know what burlesque needs? SpongeBob.
Well,
Why
ridiculous.
not?
Yeah, honestly.
I know.
No, okay.
Like,
I'm not gonna lie on
starting
this
to
show.
sync up.
Have you guys ever been to a burlesque show?
Many times. Well, I mean,
Alright.
yes, but only at what do you call it? The old Parliament House.
Oh,
But,
okay.
I mean, it was drag burlesque,
There you
but
go.
is that still burlesque?
I don't know. I don't remember. I used to see like drag shows at Parliament House.
Is
but
a
I
drag
don't
show or
remember.
burlesque show? Then I
I have
haven't.
there
no
can
idea.
be drag burlesque
Yeah.
shows.
Then
There's
I've only been to
definitely-
one burlesque show, and I've been to many drag shows. But if drag is burlesque, then I've been to a lot.
I don't think I've ever been to a
I've seen a
burlesque
Star
show.
Wars burlesque show.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did go to that. Was that good?
Yeah, it was great.
You need to go.
All I know about burlesque is the
I thought you were
19...
going to yell the T word.
Well, it's part of it. I mean, it's not part of it.
The 1998 smash hit.
Showgirls?
No.
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge.
There was a movie burlesque.
Showgirls.
There
Yeah,
was
there was
Showgirls.
also movie
There was a movie
burlesque.
burlesque that had Christina Aguilera in it.
that-
Man,
Terrible movie.
my memory's coming. Dude, something's going on. My
Did you
memory's
know
coming back.
The movie Burlesque was based off the Pussycat Dolls. I just learned
I
that
did not
recently.
know that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Fun fact.
We're like the historians of burlesque in here today, man.
I also know that my favorite part about Moulin Rouge is when they asked Lil'
Lil'
Kim
Kim.
to
Still got paid the same, baby. I love it.
when
you got the one
everybody
that
else went through the runs. Anyway,
She's not a singer.
Jacqueline Krause is here. How you doing, Jacqueline?
Good. How are
Very
you?
good to see you
Hello.
again.
Yes.
We haven't
thanks
seen you
for having me
since
back.
Fringe when
Yes.
you did the
The Shrek burlesque show.
Shrek burlesque or
Yeah.
Shrek
Swampily.
Swampily Ever After.
Swampily Ever After.
So let's talk about this SpongeBob burlesque show. It's going to be
I feel like you guys are really pushing your luck now. You're like, we can
Well-
do it all.
July 8th, right?
Yeah.
I like
Saturday,
this.
July
Yeah.
8th.
I am
The
a,
theater at the Orlando. Now it's at a La Quinta, right?
yeah, but the
No, the road is
La
La
Quinta
Quinta
Drive.
it's La Quinta Drive. Yeah,
Me Theater, 1300 La Quinta Drive. So you get $20 in advance tickets, $25 at the door.
SpongeBob's got boobs at
We're
the
gonna
La
see
Quinta.
SpongeBob's Bikini Bottom.
Oh, I like
Ah.
that.
Jacqueline, I'm not joking. We all had this conversation. We're
We
like,
did.
La
We
did.
Quinta has
Yeah.
a
I was like,
conference
this is
center?"
awesome.
I'm like, which La Quinta or La
We did say that.
Quinta?
We're like, look
La
at
Quinta,
this.
La Quinta.
They're
Look at
moving on
this
up.
La Quinta's. We're like, look at the stage they have in the
Oh,
lobby.
you like look
Very
at the theater
impressed.
And we were
spot
like,
it.
look at this theater. And this theater has all the seating, and they give you the size of the stage, the dimensions,
Yep.
what you can and can't do. We're like, this La Quinta has it dialed in as far as entertainment goes, but it's just the road.
Beautiful theater at the La Quinta.
It's a dope theater.
Beautiful.
It's the Me Theater. If you've
Yes.
never seen it, we were on the website and truly paying them a compliment without even knowing what it was. We were like, this is a dope
Yeah,
theater.
it's
It's
gorgeous.
awesome. So you guys, what made you go? Was it the Shrek one? And you're like, well, if we can do Shrek, we can do anything we want.
We did SpongeBob last year.
Oh.
We did it when we were at the Geek Easy, and it went super well, and people really loved it. And then we actually we took video from our SpongeBob shows, and it went viral on Instagram. So
Oh, that was you guys then.
yeah.
I
so-
have seen that.
Yeah, so we were like, all right, then let's do it at a bigger, nicer theater.
So
I think that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I'm curious to SpongeBob. How
He's
do
a
you...
sponge man.
No. I'm just saying, how do you translate the character SpongeBob into a burlesque performer?
So it would be
It's a big reach.
SpongeBob no pants.
Cardboard, I think. So Bulgarian Bonbon is going to be SpongeBob.
That's your favorite.
Yeah.
He loves the
And
Bulgarian
yeah,
bonbon.
Bulgarian Bonbon. And she has made these like square removable pants.
Do you call it
and-
just bonbon?
I do, yeah.
Okay,
I shorten it to
okay,
bonbon.
okay,
Or BB.
Yeah.
Or Bulgar.
'Cause I feel like very few people are going through the whole Bulgarian bonbon.
Excuse me, Bulgarian bonbon.
That's what I say when I'm mad at her. It's like your mom
Okay.
yelling at you. I'm like,
Or you go
Bulgarian bonbon.
Barbara, come in here. No, it's not. That's not her real name. It's not Barbara Bonbon. That's not her name. I'm a fool. Do you do every character from SpongeBob? Because
Yeah.
I almost didn't get married because my wife didn't like the fact that I collected SpongeBob DVDs.
That's cute.
When we got together, I had the biggest collection of SpongeBob DVDs you would ever find.
Oh,
They've since
that-
been.
I didn't know
sold-
that.
I'm telling you new
I
stuff.
think differently, you know.
Yeah, I figured you would. He hates cartoons. He thinks they're for babies. You agree? My
I know,
God,
and
I'm
in the
outnumbered
SpongeBob
here. Sam does too. I know she does.
My
She only
God.
likes regular show.
I watch cartoons all the time.
Okay, good. I got somebody on my side.
So cartoons are for babies, right?
Yeah, I'm begging for like a It's Always Sunny show or something like that.
Okay,
But
I get to play
I-
Danny
Adult, yeah,
DeVito.
some adults talking in a bar.
I keep
Got the
getting-
feet on there. It looks like a tiny penguin man. Drunk.
So do you do all the characters? You got to do Bob.
Yeah.
You got to do Sandy the squirrel.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a marquee. And she's even on the poster I saw. It was like
Yeah.
a sexy Sandy squirrel.
Yeah.
You got to do Squidward because he has a peen nose.
I do Squidward because I have a peen nose.
You do not have a peen nose. How
No.
dare you say that?
You
You're
need a
very
prosthetic
beautiful. Yeah, you
peen
need a
nose.
big
Yeah.
Fairvilla
Big
job.
honker.
Yeah, we got to call Deborah and get something bigger.
Who's the boss at the
Mr.
Krabs.
Krabs.
Okay.
Which is the worst one to be at a burlesque show because you're Mr. Krabs.
He brings all the money in though. Like,
Yeah, he does love the money. And then his daughter is a big fat whale.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm supposed to say that. And then you got the driver's
It's
teacher.
a whale.
Then you got the driver's ed teacher. I think she's a whale too.
Okay.
Then you got any muscle fish in there? You gotta have a
Yeah,
muscle
no,
fish.
yeah. I also do Larry. I do the lobster.
Larry the lobster.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Are we missing anybody? Oh,
I feel
Patrick.
like-
we
oh,
missed
yeah.
Patrick, and he's
Oh.
he's the sidekick.
how did SpongeBob become so popular? Is it
Because it was the
did it
beginning
just
of
hit at the right time?
it was the beginning of when cartoons were where we became if society I feel like decided we're okay with a little bit more
Yeah.
absurdity.
Mm-hmm. A little more absurdity, also a little risque.
It was big in the stoner community, as
Yeah.
far as I
mean,
remember.
that's why I was
never
buying
watched
the DVDs.
it, but
You know, like not because I was smoking a lot of weed, but it was fun to just put it on. It was like absurd humor, you know.
But my kids will watch it, like if we're
Maisie hates it.
at a hotel or something, and then it's SpongeBob.
Maisie's like SpongeBob.
Like they won't seek it out on demand, but they'll watch it, and then they're like enamored by it, and then it must be something like the
it's
characters.
just silly. It's like overly silly. Right?
Yeah, it's absurd. The absurdity.
And they
of
were
it, right?
pushing the limit a
yeah,
little bit.
They
And
got good music too.
yeah, the music's top tier. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they had some of the coolest, like, I guess, tiki or 60s kitschy music. They've partnered with Pantera. You know, they've done some weird stuff
When
where
did they partner with Pantera?
they have an episode where I think Pantera plays the music.
That's
like,
sick.
and they're and like SpongeBob is like singing in a like a stadium.
Oh
and-
yes, okay, like the Super Bowl type.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
They've done, and then Tom Kenny, who does the voice of SpongeBob, who we've interviewed many times, is probably top tier. He's the Jordan of cartoon voices, right?
Is it him that is the reason
Maybe.
why it's so popular? Because like
He's good, dude.
you-
Tom Kenny almost got on Saturday Night Live.
Really?
It was Tom Kenny and who was the other guy that was up against him? Was just on Howard. I'm blanking on the guy's name, but it's an older person that's been on Saturday Night Live. And Tom Kenny, who went on to voice SpongeBob, Lorne Michaels didn't like him. He's like, no, that's not what we wanted.
Well, everybody gives credit to Lorne Michaels for like hand choosing the cast that has been successful. But think about how many people he turned
Yeah,
down. You know,
literally.
whereas like he's brilliant, all these successful comedians, but like there's been a lot of probably successful people or that could have been successful that he's turned down.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when it's one guy's decision,
Yeah.
like it's a flawed system.
And Tom
know.
Kenny, when you look at him on any other show, like he's done everything. He's all in Adventure Time. If anybody likes Adventure Time, that's all Tom Kenny. Like the Ice King, that guy, that character.
Yeah.
He's that. You'll recognize his voice, and then you go and you look at his Wikipedia, and you're like, holy crap, you've done like every cartoon out there, you know?
So Jacqueline, how many people are in the show?
I believe we have 12 acts, so like 8 people and a couple people doing doubles.
Okay.
So it's a pretty long show. We have a little intermission. lots to offer, and it's just very silly and goofy. It's fun to see how everyone interprets their character into a burlesque costume, but then also to take it a step further and be like, what would this SpongeBob character dance to? Like, for example, I'm doing Squidward. For Squidward, I'll be dancing to Mr. Brightside because he's, a grumpy man.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that's clever.
My clarinet.
Do you all make your own costumes?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is cool.
Lots of rhinestoning and lots of blood, sweat, and tears.
Is there
sewing.
anything that you have to avoid in burlesque that would be like, and I'm being, this is a serious question, but like it would be too far, and then people would be like, come on, man, that's not burlesque. That's too crass.
I don't think so, because I think going back to our little history lesson, I think there is some like obscurity to burlesque, and you can take it and do incredibly crass acts and be a little funny, a little dirty with it, as long as there's a balance of people don't want to see the same shtick for 12 acts in a row. So you've got to kind of balance it between like dirty and then like, playful classical striptease.
Okay.
And you can get the tickets on your website?
Yeah, speakeasysirens.com.
Cool.
And I think the front, what does it say here? Front 2 rows, you can get like in the front 2 rows a little bit more, but the VIP experience, you get a goodie bag. So you might want to, if you're really like you're, what are you, farsighted?
Get front and center.
You want to get front and center, this guy.
So, in the business model, Jacqueline, is like you you have a show, and then you sell tickets, obviously, and then how often do you do this show? Is because like I noticed you're just doing one here. Is it this travel?
Well,
do you go to different cities?
I didn't want to plug the other show, but I think I know what your next show is, or one of the ones, at least on your website, where it said like dolls, and then with a Z, and I was like, they're gonna be Bratz dolls.
Yep. So we're going to be Bratz dolls. We're going to be Barbies, American Girl dolls, Furbies. We're kind of just doing like a vintage toy. So because the Barbie movie comes out.
Yeah,
so we're going to market off of that.
Yeah,
and
I
then,
saw the
and
Z
it's at
on
our
it.
favorite event space, Tom.
Yeah.
The Woodshed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we do monthly
Home of
shows at the
Gapetoberfest.
Woodshed.
It's at the Woodshed. Why at the Woodshed?
They're a super great partner for us.
Yeah,
And
anything goes
so,
at the Woodshed.
Yeah, but do people expect?
Hey, I expected those boobs to be purple and tied up.
Have you seen what they do there?
Yeah, they do some stuff in there.
So there's 2 rooms at the Woodshed.
Wait a
We're
minute,
not in
you
that
don't
room.
have welts all over your ass.
Our buddy was a judge for something there, and he told us never to talk about
He
it.
told us, and I can't
Yeah,
help
yeah.
myself. I have
Yeah.
to talk
Now,
about
now I gotta know. Yeah,
it. It was called
there's-
Gapetoberfest.
No, come on.
Oh my God.
No, it really was.
It was, yeah.
I'm not lying.
Oh no.
It was our friend Kevin.
Yeah,
Moore.
Leave him alone. He's gonna be a father.
I had to get it out.
So
it was like a sneeze.
You never do it.
You won't see that at our burlesque show.
Yeah, no.
There's two.
Oh,
There's
no.
That's too far.
2 rooms at the
Yeah.
Woodshed. One on the
But
right,
people
one on the
would
left.
pay
one on the
more.
left.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, like that. Like
That's
if you were-
Squidward. It hurts. Yeah.
I mean, I know some of our listeners, they'll pay a lot.
Hey,
for
did you
that.
hear? They're tying up SpongeBob's
Yeah.
junk out of the woodshed.
Yeah. They haven't seen anything like that in
Yeah.
a long time.
If you guys want to sell tickets,
I haven't seen
you
that.
gotta whip Squidward. You gotta tie up Squidward's dinos.
Pretty much, we'll do shows at the Woodshed, see how they go, and then if they are successful, we'll take them to bigger audiences. So like in July, we're doing Dolls, Dolls, Dolls. In August, we're doing a Neil Gaiman show. And we just, again, we'll do it, see how people responded.
Nice.
This past weekend was Father's Day, so it was any pop culture dads.
Jacqueline,
And-
can
You
you
should
help?
have taken your
You know
boys
Neil
to that.
Gaiman's coming to town, right?
Yeah, I just saw that today.
With,
Like, on my
with
way
the Orange
here.
County Library
Yeah,
system.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
Crazy.
Can you help me
Magnet pulling, man.
figure out a disguise for myself?
Yeah, I'm ready.
What happened to the Sheik?
Well,
He has
this
this
is too much.
You need a
It's
wig.
too much
Sheik
sheets.
is sorta like it's. We have to tell him not to
Too
do.
hot.
Yeah, and I tell him I'm like, you can't do any makeup. You have to be a white Sheik. Because we don't want to get, we don't want to be respectful.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's wrong with being a good person, right? But he has this character called the Sheik. Why don't you go as the Sheik?
I drifted off.
The Sheik loves SpongeBob.
God.
And I thought, I often want to see and experience things that I will be embarrassed if someone's like, Tom, is that you?
Excuse me,
I-
Sheik.
Not that I'm some celebrity, but around, like, maybe I see BDMs all the time.
So you're going to be at the Me Theater. You're hanging out.
No.
When you walk in, you get a drink, you
No,
sit
no.
down, and then you're letting your Sheik outfit kind of just hang down.
I was talking about the Woodshed because
Oh.
I started thinking about, I'm like, I am curious about seeing some of these things. What
No,
is there?
You can't see. You got
What
to
is it?
participate.
No, I think you can just go there.
I don't think it's not like going. You can't just buy like a day pass to the Ritz pool and pop in.
And there's some extreme
You can pay to
shows.
observe. You can pay to observe.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, you pay
but
to
you
observe.
have to stand behind glass like a pervert. Get behind the glass, you pervert.
Yeah. There's lots of things I want to experience, but I like to go there with the
They have a day pass where you can just go and walk around?
If you come to our shows, you'll get a tour of like the dungeon side of things. I don't really think
You get a free dungeon tour.
I don't think you
The
get
dungeon!
to participate,
I'm
but you
going.
at least
What's
get
in
a
there?
tour.
I'm going. I don't want
That's it. That's the witch.
I'm
It's
going.
The witch as a dungeon.
I'm going. I go for the brat show, and then afterwards, you're like, and who signed up to stay for the dungeon tour? I'm like, that's me. Okay, if you'd please use the restroom first, or you could just use it in the
I
dungeon.
want to be very clear though. There's no dungeon at Me Theater or a La Quinta Inn.
Yeah,
No,
the
yeah.
La Quinta is
You will be
well,
highly disappointed.
some would say most La Quintas are dungeons, but
But then they'll see you, Daniel, and they'll be like, Daniel, is that you?
I don't care if I'm there. I'm not you.
Well, no, you.
If they're like, Daniel, is that you? And I'm like, yeah, and the Sheik's here too. I'll say it. I'll say the Sheik's in the bathroom. He's too embarrassed to come out. He's fixing his robes.
Jacqueline, thanks so much for stopping by. We appreciate it.
thank you
Sorry
for
we're so
having
crazy.
I love
I
it.
feel like I apologize to every
We've had an
did.
embarrassing week. We've had an embarrassing week. This has
Yeah.
probably been our most embarrassing week.
Good.
Of all of our guests that have been in here, we haven't had one day where we've done a good one. Not one good one.
Perfect. That's the spirit.
So again, speakeasysirens.com for tickets.
Yeah, check it out, man, because they got tons of shows coming up. And if you're, I was going to suggest you take your lady.
Yeah. The show's July 8th. Oh,
Was
okay.
that, what
It's
happened?
so
You just had,
out of
like, a mini
character.
stroke.
I'm like, hey, let's go see
I think you gotta go
SpongeBob.
play that trumpet show that night, don't you?
No. I told Rick I told him. I was like,
Did you? Because he kept emailing me yesterday.
well, I knew he'd take no for he wouldn't take no for an
Right,
answer, but I
right.
said, I'm like, I think I said I have my son's birthday party. I lied to him.
I'm going to email him. I'm going to say the Sheik lied to you.
Yeah. If Rick or anybody's listening, I lied straight to his face.
I told him you would.
I'm
But
a
it even sounded like a lie because I was like,
No. This is what you do. You're already going to their event.
Yeah.
You can't go and do the trumpet thing because you're already taking your wife to see the
no,
SpongeBob.
Yeah, nobody.
Burlesque.
Come let him play trumpets at SpongeBob Burlesque.
There you go.
Oh, that would
wanna
break
play
Rick.
trumpet.
That would break
Different
Rick's
kind of
heart.
trumpet.
Okay,
Oh,
if you went to the
at
SpongeBob
a
Burlesque
competing event.
and you played trumpet on stage
yeah.
with Dino's SpongeBob or
He already
Squidward,
threatened to come back and kill us all.
he would break his
Can't
heart.
kill me.
I'll kill you first, Rick. You ever been killed with a trumpet?
Anyway, yeah, it would break his heart.
It
Though.
would break his heart. He would like send an email and he'd be like, I heard that someone tooted his trumpet at the SpongeBob Burlesque at the Me Theater. That is not a dungeon.
Or La Quinta.
At the La Quinta.
I'm sorry again, Jacqueline.
SpeakeasySirens.com.
Yeah, there it is. All right, we will be right back.
That was super funny. Thank you, Jack,
Yeah,
for putting
thank
up
you.
with us.
No,
We
absolutely.
appreciate it.
Thank you for having me back.
Always, man.
what
You
I
guys are
love.
fun. Like, you guys do
Yeah.
funny stuff.
love
And we
it.
like
We love-
absurdity, so as long as you're putting on the crazy ones, just pop on in and tell us about it, and we'll make some
I
dumb
might
jokes.
hit up the woodshed one.
Doesn't that sound fun?
It's gonna be so stupid. Like I'm doing
Let's do a show
some
trip.
American Girl dolls, and I'm gonna dance to ABBA.
July
It's gonna be
23rd.
My daughter loves American Girl dolls. I have so
was
many
obsessed.
American
I
Girls.
was obsessed when I was a kid, and I'm like,
She
let me
she
do
has a
this.
Swarovski. What are those crystals?
The Swarovski.
Thank you. She has the new one that came out that has like a peacock dress that unfolds, and yeah, she's
I
all
love
up,
it.
all up in
They're
there.
so cool. Well, thank you guys so much for
Yeah,
having me.
anytime, anytime.
Seeing you.
Good seeing you.
Concrete Mike said you wanted him to call at 1:45. Is that still
Friday
on the
one?
books? That is Wednesday 3.
Well, hey.
Yeah, might as well.
Or do you want him to call now?
Can you do it now?
Let me ask. Mike, are you still in the chat? Can you do it now?
What day is Wednesday? Sam?
It is the 5th.
Thank you.
Oh, I think he's gonna call now.
Wednesday 3 raw 7-5 3.
And where do you want to put Concrete Mike?
What's it
Friday?
for Friday, yeah.
I honestly-
I was going to talk about how hot it is outside, too.
I really want you to get a non-racist chic costume to wear to things. Too hot though.
Yeah. It's the worst.
The worst choice.
Yeah. It's like too much sheets and elaborate.
But don't they? Well, it's a different type of heat. But in the desert, it's actually it's useful.
Yeah, it
It's a
protects you from
different-
the sun pouring on the swamp.
No, it's not that type of hot.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a different type of heat. It shades you, and it does. There's a purpose to it.
Yeah. We're in the goddamn swamp.
Brock called you the shorts chic. You could wear shorts and a chic hat. That's real bad though, because then it looks like you're just being racist.
yeah. It's all or nothing.
I'm wearing this to piss you off. That's what it looks
Yeah.
like.
Mike's calling online too.
Yeah.
Want to snag it?
Oh, that was
Oh,
me. I heard
hey.
myself. I heard myself. Please turn your radio down, sir. Thank you for calling Real Radio. This is Drunky the Bear. Thank you for calling the Monsters.
When I answer the phone, I wouldn't say thank you.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, what's up? What's going on, dude?
What's going on, T&D Media?
All right, man. Hold on. Let me make sure I got this saved, and then we can.
How you doing, Mike?
Good to talk to you, buddy.
Doing all right, man. Trying not to die out there in the heat.
Oh,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
gonna talk about that.
I want to talk to you about that first.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. In 3, 2.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer's here. Hello, Sam.
Hey.
We've got a sale on our merch, our T&D merch at tomandan.com.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of we realized we have too much stuff sitting in the T&D warehouse.
No, a lot of people
we
would
need
say
to blow it out.
A lot of people would say it's just not selling. So we're slashing the prices. I suggested we take all of it and send it to Indonesia in that trash pile of luxury clothes. Have you seen that?
No. What is
I
that?
heard we were in a pickle.
You haven't seen the luxury trash pile of clothing? It's like all high end.
Is it
like
Rick Ross's house?
It's like in somewhere in like Indonesia, I think. And there's a pile of like Gucci, Yves Saint Laurent.
Why is there a pile? From
Because
where?
it's all trash. It's all Chinese garbage trash.
What? But it's designer stuff.
Yeah, it's all designer crap.
Well, it's worth a lot of money,
No,
right?
it's only worth if people are buying it.
Yeah, well, you can put it online, right?
Yeah,
you put a
but
Gucci
nobody's buying it.
person. Anyway, so buy our garbage for sale.
That's what I was getting to.
Please buy our garbage.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. I don't want to send it to the trash pile, so buy it.
So on the line with us, one of the hardest working men in the business, Concrete Mike. How you doing, Mike?
What's going on, everybody?
Oh, you sound tired, Mike. For the first time
You sound
ever.
like old school drunkie. Hey, everybody, what's going on?
For the first time ever calling, it's Mike sounds tired.
Oh man, I've been out in Sumter County pouring 40 trucks of concrete a week on 2 different days, starting at 2 a.m. and so my sleep schedule's all messed up.
What are you building?
I don't. It's like duplex, but they're like bungalow, like villa styles, pretty much like 1,700 square foot each side. And it's all going to be rental property. They got 120 units going up out there. That place is going to make $250,000 a month just in rent money.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, they
Good
can't
Lord.
build houses fast enough, Mike, because the rent is all off balance in Central
It's
Florida.
also why the coyotes are everywhere, right? Aren't we like disturbing their natural
Funny
habitat?
enough, there's actually a whole family of coyotes living in the woods behind my project. It's in between me and the Coleman Federal Prison.
Oh, prison coyotes.
So, Mike, first, you mentioned that you started at 2 a.m. Is that because it's so hot, no human could actually work 6 hours straight in this heat?
6? Well, you mean more like 10 or 11? But
Pussy.
yeah, we got to get the mud on the ground before the sun comes up because it's just so hot. We'd have guys falling out there if we were trying to place concrete.
Tom
you know,
says he has to
100-degree
get the
heat
mud on
index.
his pants before the pull chain breaks.
So how is it because and Mike, I want to I feel
You complain about the heat more than anyone I know.
I know
You don't like it, do you?
I want to be tough.
Do you want to move away from
every
Florida?
day.
Do you want to move away?
No.
I kind of feel it.
Every day I try to be tougher, and I'm like, you need to be tougher, you weak, you know.
But you're
And
not.
I tell myself-
You torture yourself. You're pretty tough.
And I go work out in the backyard, and I try to eat powder for breakfast.
Eat your powder.
and then I try to have some discipline, which I don't. And
then you angry drink.
and then I'm outside, and I'm like, man, it's not like I'm an old granny or something where I'm like, but I feel like if I stood out here and did manual labor for an hour straight, I would just faint.
I think you get used to it after a while, right?
It's so hot, Mike.
I know.
Yeah, why are you telling him? He knows.
How can you even do it?
I know. Why'd you call me? I'm hot.
F you.
Yeah, like how do you even get
He's
through it?
conditioned, man.
26 years of conditioning, man. I've
Yeah.
just, I live under that sun.
If you
How
took Mike,
tough are
if, you
you?
took, if Mike had to do,
Are you 100 times tougher than I
Hey,
am?
Mike,
Yes.
Mike, if I have a feeling that
I wouldn't say 100, but I mean,
99,
I'm conditioned.
pussy.
I'll take 110.
I wouldn't say 100, but 105.
How much tougher could you be than I? Because I
Could you stand in the
come
heat?
on.
Quantify your toughness now.
I kind of feel like Mike, let's say if we took 2 boxes, right, and put 2 boxes in the studio, and then put the truck at the Publix, right, and I gave a box to Mike and I gave a box to me or you, or say anybody, just us, normal guys, and you guys walked across the street at the same pace and then took the box and set it down at Publix, Mike would have a little sweat, you would be dripping sweat, and that's what the difference would be, is that he is naturally,
Conditioning.
through 22 years, he has acclimated himself to, like, his body is like, yep, this is my normal temperature, I'm all right. I think that's what would happen. Maybe.
I still sweat. Just like anybody else, man. At 7 in the morning, I'm soaked head to toe with sweat to where my boots are even wet. I don't typically go to the bathroom all day because you sweat out all of your fluids, and as quick as you can drink them, you're sweating them out.
Tom can't stop peeing.
I dated a girl with wet boots. Yuck.
Also, don't you feel bad about
Well, when he's peeing Coca-Cola because there's nothing left in him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You had 13 Miller Lite long necks the night before.
Sweated it out. It's fine.
And then
That's water.
You don't get hungover, or
No.
you're like, I can't do
I noticed
this.
she didn't say Bud Light.
I usually I daily drink 10 to 12 shots of Fireball and 4 or 5 beers, and I'm fine. I get up and go to work. I hit the ground running in the morning.
Fireball. Fireball, man. Come on.
I'm sorry.
So
My AC broke in my house last Saturday, and by the time we got it fixed, it was midday Sunday, and inside of my house was 90 degrees. And my wife was laying in the house in a bikini. My kid's wearing just a pair of swim trunks, and my wife's like, "How do you deal with the heat all day?" And I was like, going about like normal business.
Didn't your wife yell at you
Yeah,
that
he did get yelled at.
somehow your fault?
Well, yeah, she didn't crow at me, man. It wasn't my fault the AC broke.
I feel like it would be
it's
my
not-
fault. Something I did wrong.
Who didn't call for
Tom would
preventative
go to a
maintenance?
hotel.
Yeah, who didn't get the preventative maintenance by American Air and Heat?
Was she telling you for weeks that we should change the filter, or we should clean out there, we put vinegar in there, or
Yeah.
you didn't
No,
do anything?
I do that monthly. Beginning of every month, I change the filter out and I clean the line. It was a capacitor in the outside AC condenser that went bad.
Did you fix it yourself?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Sorry, I didn't even
100
ask that.
times tougher.
I mean, I didn't mean to ask that, but that is the...
So Mike,
And gets to see his wife in a bikini in the living room.
That's pretty awesome.
my
My wife wears a one piece. It's gross.
So this is not the reason why we wanted to talk to you, Mike. The reason why we wanted to talk to you is I'm curious about the protocol of hiring a day laborer in front of Home Depot, because I feel like I would hire some of these guys if I knew the protocol, because there's constantly stuff at my house that I'm working on that I think to myself, I would pay someone $100 to come help me, and because we can get 5 times as much done.
Yeah, like right now, you want to
'Cause
put the outlet at the back of your pool.
Like digging a trench, doing a bunch of raking, general yard maintenance. I feel like I could hire one person and knock it out, and I would be more than happy to hire, pay them $100.
Do you speak Spanish? A little bit?
I have the translator app on my phone.
I'm just
Google
trying to plan.
Translate.
Trying to plan.
And I feel like
He doesn't plan.
if I just, but I don't. I saw that.
What's your budget? You have yet to talk
$100.
about that. Oh, okay.
$100.
$100 to do what now?
For a day's worth of work. I'll light like
How much is a day? How many hours is a day?
5 hours.
No, he
$20
said
an
5
hour.
hours. Concrete Mike's like 10 hours.
No.
Grueling.
No. I want to be
I
fair.
I myself I don't get out of bed for less than $35 an hour. But these guys there, if you're bringing them in for a half a day like that, you just got to roll up and be like, hey, I got some stuff to get raked, or I got throw some sod, whatever it is. Like when we go pick the guys up, it would be just for them like digging ditches, around the perimeter of the building for the foundation.
Now, Mike,
and just need another body on a shovel.
Mike, let me ask you a serious question. Tom doesn't think, like, if I rolled up there in his truck, and then the tiniest, most unfortunate, very overweight little guy rolls up and tries to get in the back of the truck, am I allowed to go like, yo, Junior, I need the big boys for this one because it's a heavy job? Do you get to pick, like, your gladiator, so to speak,
That's the thing,
Can you
Mike.
choose your champion?
I'm asking you a question that nobody would think about.
No.
Because
I would
they don't
definitely
care.
choose my champion. I'd be like, not you, that guy.
What's the? There's 30 people standing there, or like I'm not joking. There's 16 people standing
What's
there.
the
I saw him
rule?
yesterday.
He knows.
I
He's
know
done
about
this.
that. I know about that Route 50. I know about that Route 50 Home Depot. I come in from the side parking lot just so I don't have to deal with all them
Sneak
guys.
up on him.
No, but who? When I roll down my window, is it first come first serve? Who gets the job? Or do I just pick someone? Or because as soon as I roll down my
Just pick somebody, say, hey, you basically roll up, be like, hey, I got this. Like, I got some yard work, raking, mowing, whatever, dig a couple
But
ditches.
what if you don't
Some
like
guys
the
might
guy?
be there.
What if the guy that gets in the back of the truck has one arm and you're like, oh, crap, he's my raker?
well,
Well, you don't take it.
Thank you.
but not only that, but it's
Preferably, first and foremost, you want to try to find a guy that speak good English. So that way you can tell what you want.
Told
they
you they're out
understand,
there.
You ain't out there fumbling around.
Are there
with
any
the phone.
white dudes?
Not usually. Not at that Route 50 one. No.
so.
Damn it. No,
But
I'm
I want to be fair to the group and not
No,
just.
well, then you don't drive on. If you want to be fair, then you're the wrong business.
well,
man.
because
day labor is not a fair business.
because I don't want to be like this guy broke protocol.
Tom,
and-
radio wasn't fair. What are you trying to do? What are you doing? Nothing's fair.
And then also they don't. I like.
Technically, what you're doing is illegal anyway. What do you care if it's fair?
Is it illegal?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is.
This is America.
Yeah, you gotta pay taxes.
How's it illegal?
yeah.
How's it illegal, Sam?
Yeah, no, it's Uncle Sam's not getting his
Well,
GD
it's not
tax. Who
illegal
cares
for
on Uncle
you.
Sam?
It would be illegal for him, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And I guess
Paying somebody under the table?
No. You could pay somebody under the table,
It's
but
no
if
they
different
have
if
to-
I was
yeah.
to-
yeah,
It's no different if I was to pay my nephew to come rake my yard and cut my grass. I'm paying him cash. I'm not going to get in trouble for that.
yeah, you could pay anybody any amount of cash.
Child labor.
It's
up to them to pay the taxes.
It's
on
up to
that.
them
Right.
to declare it or not, and no one declares nothing. If you're declaring cash, you're a fool, right? Like who?
Well, you're only supposed to declare it if it's under $600, then you don't have to claim it and pay taxes on it.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That answered. Yeah, somebody put that in the chat room too.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm just curious, Mike. So if I pull up and then I just roll down my window, whoever comes on my window, I just say, hey, I want a day's work, $100. You do the negotiation there. Then, okay, so when they get to my house, I'm doing the work, right? I got the whole day's work. And then do I offer lunch? What if he has to go to the bathroom? They open my bathroom.
See your wife's butt.
I'm not gonna be like go to the bathroom outside like an animal. Like invite him inside.
It's the backyard. He pees in the grass.
What is the protocol after on the job site? Do I every so often do we do 15-minute breaks?
And then you
What
gotta
is it?
hey, no doo-doo, no doo-doo. You gotta be looking. Hey, no doo-doo,
I don't
no
want to be a
doo-doo.
D-head.
No, you gotta set boundaries.
No.
You gotta be like, hey, you use this bathroom and no doo-doo. Silencio doo-doo, silencio doo-doo. I don't know how to say that. How would I say that? You know more Spanish than me.
I don't care if he takes a doo-doo.
No, you
care.
don't.
I
Remember
don't
the
care.
mover that took a shit in my brand new house, and
This is
Krista was
ACT.
mortified. Sorry, that's twice I've done that. I'll cut him out. Krista was mortified. Remember, he took a big old one.
Well, you have to go. What are you?
He
who's to
ruined
do?
the toilet.
No, it's fine. So, Mike, when they're at my house, what's the standard that they expect?
I mean, my experiences were mostly on job sites, so there was a portalet there.
You gotta rent a
trucks
portalet.
show up, but you got to at least have water and drinks for them. I wouldn't say you got to go as far as
You
feeding,
gotta let him
especially
swim
only
in your
there
pool. You got a pool
Yeah,
party.
what if he
you
asks
gotta
me-
have a pool
Because
party.
if he asks me, he's like, "Hey, can I jump in your pool?
Yeah,
I'm hot." And I'll be like, "Okay." And
He's
then
like,
I'll
oh, I poop when I swim.
and then I'll go in the pool too. And then we're hanging out.
And then your wife comes home and it's just two bros in the pool having some White Claw
I
ice.
mean, I never even,
I hope he swims in his jeans.
He's
I never
swimming
even have to jump in your pool when I was there doing your countertops. I wanted to. I watched you and the boys
You
over
should
there.
have done
swimming
it.
and
You
stuff,
should have
jumping in
done
the
it.
pool and
Oh,
concrete.
you were swimming in the pool while he did the countertop?
No,
You're a bad
no,
person, Tom.
no, I
Yeah,
wasn't.
Dude, you are.
Yep.
You're calling Mike a liar?
Mike is saying you were in the
Well,
pool
what
while
was
he
it
was.
my kids wanted to go to the pool.
Yeah, you say we have
So
to
did
wait.
Mike. So did Mike.
Yeah, you know
Mike,
what I
you
don't get to
could've.
do? You know what I don't get to do?
You
When my kitchen is getting remodeled and my daughter wants a sun kiss, I don't get to go in the kitchen. You see what I'm saying?
No, I'll do it. Mike, you could have asked for anything. I like.
Dude,
You gotta offer, man.
I didn't know that, Mike.
No,
Mike,
You know Mike's not gonna do that.
Mike, I'd have worn him out. Mike, I'd have worn him out for that.
Honestly, I'm just messing with him because there's no way I would willingly jump into this dude's pool wet from head to toe. You know, that's not.
Oh, the day laborers got him.
You know how much urine is in that pool for my sons and me? There's a little
They
bit
pee straight into it, Mike. It's fine.
You're having to pee outside. They're peeing into the pool. They're ice cold while you're slaving away.
So, Mike, is there any reprieve from the heat at all at a work site? Like, can you go and sit in the AC in your truck while something dries or whatever?
What about those neck towels that I see a bunch of grandpas wearing?
Yeah, the other guys will make fun of you if you have that.
I mean, being that we're pouring concrete, there is no building, there is no shade, there is no trees because there's no landscaping yet. It's just dirt and concrete slabs. So our only get away from is to go sit in our truck, if we're lucky enough to get a break, because concrete does not stop drying from the time you start pouring it. It doesn't take a break.
Oh, I like that. Concrete never takes a break, Tom. It's always going.
Do you guys?
But, luckily, with me being a supervisor, I get to sit in the truck more because I have daily paperwork. I got manpower reports, I got job reports, safety meetings, elongation reports that I got to do to send off to the engineers and stuff to get approved on these high tension cables that we do. So I get a little bit of break from it. Not like I'm not out there completely 12 hours a day, 10 hours a day in full sun. I've worked hard to get to that point. I get to, more than I have to, but I got to deal with the stress and the management and everything of running the job,
You don't sound very stressed, though, because I remember that one time. That's a compliment.
Had 6 fireball shots.
I remember that time you were working on the high-tension cables, and you were like, I was just cutting one that any moment he could blow up and cut me in half. And I'm like, good Lord.
Well, because when you're it's just like the heat. When you're used to it, it's not as big of a deal.
No pressure. Yeah.
Like, we sit in the AC all day, and then when you go out into the heat, it blows my mind how hot. I'm like, you're going to die out here.
Yeah.
But that's just in relation to me sitting in the AC.
It's just a panic.
When you're under stress all the time, then the stress it gets devalued.
It's like working
out. Well, Mike, good luck in the heat today. You have to go work all day in the heat as well today.
Tomorrow I got 22 trucks coming tomorrow. I'll be on site by 2:00 in the morning. Concrete's going to roll up at 3 a.m. And we'll hopefully get out of there as quick as we can before. Hopefully by noon we can be out of there, so before it's 105 degrees again.
And when you're done at noon, do you go straight home or do you go to Twin Peaks and anger drink?
No, I come home. After I get off the phone with y'all, I'm getting ready to go out and cut my grass in this heat.
Oh, my God.
100 times tougher.
Yeah.
You have to wait till 8 o'clock at night. You have to cut your grass at night.
God.
All right, Mike. I'm going kayaking Wiki-Wachi on Saturday, so I got to get it done. I got to cut the grass because I'm not going to be around this weekend to do it, and it's already like a foot tall.
You're like, you know what I'm going to do on my off time? I'm going to go sit in the heat on a boat.
Hey, splash around.
Yeah, you're not looking forward to it, are you? Mike, we'll see you later, buddy. We love you, man.
It's all spring fed. It's 72, 73 degrees.
Right.
The water's beautiful. You just jump off the kayak and go swimming and cool off and then get back in.
That's not what Tom's talking about. He's talking about his boat, I think.
Yeah, I am talking. There is the part where you swim in the cold, refreshing water, but then you're just sitting on top of the water in the
so you have to stay in the cold water, and then you get a sunburn.
Yeah. All right, Mike. We'll talk to you soon.
That's what my Tom and Dan straw hat's for.
Yes, sir. We'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, y'all. Love you.
Love you too, buddy.
And man, I think about like roofers too. Like, God.
The roofing one bothers me because I've been up on a roof before.
Closer to the sun.
It just just the heat off of those shingles is crazy.
Yeah. The other, like, man, I was walking across like a black asphalt the other day, and I smelled like it smelled like, when you're driving and there's asphalt trucks that have the hot asphalt.
Oh, yeah.
Cooking
tar.
The tar, like fresh tar. I smelled like the burning tar.
Yeah, it'll start cooking.
From the road, like, and it's just coming up in waves, and I'm like, it's insane that people work on some like hot tar roof and they're doing this in this temperature.
Like when people say it's so hot, a lot of songs have used that phrase, like it's so hot you could cook an egg on it. You can, right?
Yeah,
you can take an egg out there and crack it and just fry it in the sun.
Do you guys want to try the hot mayo sandwich challenge in this heat. Come on, buddy.
What is the hot?
It may actually
yes, I remember that.
be so hot it'd cook anything that could grow. Like
it might actually grill the bread.
Like
make a grilled cheese.
Well, I mean, like that's that old trick for getting like really good toasty bread is you put mayonnaise on the outside instead of butter, and then you like lay it in the pan.
And then I remember last year when we went on our RV trip, we went up north and that other heat. I said up north, like Tallahassee area.
Right.
And
Northern
that
Florida.
heat wave came through, and it was the hottest I've ever experienced. And that was around the end of June, middle of June as well. So maybe it's like it'll get better, or no, it's gonna get worse.
I don't know. I don't know how to tell because
honestly,
the weather here is so controlled by the amount of moisture in the air that like if a front or what, and this is like something Mike from Mike's weather page would know.
Yeah.
But like it's just those little variants because there are some days that I'll ask Andrea like, what's the high today, and she'll be like, oh, it's gonna be scorching 98, and I'll be outside and I'll be like, it's not that bad. And like a day like today, it's like really great. I feel heavy outside today.
Yeah, and there's like a record heat wave that's over. Like, man, I feel bad for like the people in the at least we get some breeze, I guess, from the ocean. Like if you're in Texas,
minimal in Central Florida, though.
It is.
I guess, I feel like you're being appreciative for the little we get, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Because I'm trying to determine is it, does it feel hotter here than it is
like
in
Texas.
Texas
is
all the
hotter.
people in Texas.
Central Texas.
Right.
But there's coastal cities. But like Georgia, have you been into summer in Georgia? In the middle of Georgia. Not like Savannah or anything like
Atlanta's
that.
a different kind of heat. I think it's disgusting. And I love Atlanta.
Boiling.
I love
like
Atlanta.
Vegas, dude. I went to Vegas in July. Why?
Although the
literal
desert
Satan's butthole.
It is. The sun is worse, and the heat is
and it's all concrete. So it's all just coming back at you like an oven.
But I'm telling you, the humidity's got to be worse for us. Like it feels hotter than it does.
Yeah, well, sure. The humidity's bad.
Yeah.
But the desert heat, it's like piercing heat. It's a different kind of heat. They're both bad. I don't know which one I prefer. I feel like I prefer Florida's just because I'm used to it.
Yeah, that's a concrete Mike theory, right? Like based on the fact that we've navigated this since we were children, so this is us.
Man,
whereas like
the way to live your life as a human is to get rich enough to only be in climates that
need a
are
biodome.
comfortable.
Well, the whole thing's there.
No, there are
you
people
can chase,
that do this. They
you
chase
the climate, and you could always be in a comfortable climate year
I had
round.
friends, grandparents that were super rich, and they had a home in like Ormond, right? Then they had a home in like Upper California, and then they had a home in like
you need three.
Like Vermont. Yeah. And then they had four, almost like in a triangle of North America, and they would just bounce based on weather. Yeah, they would literally bounce based on weather, and they would bounce based on big events. Like let's say we were getting hurricanes here, they just go, "Oh, sorry, we're going to California." And they'd go away. Yeah. And then they come back. And then they'd be like, oh, it's not good here. We're going up to Vermont. And then they go up there.
That's the key to happiness. Money. God, write that down. Anyway, let's do some voicemails.
You want to do some voicemails? All right, let's go through here. If you want to leave us a voicemail message, you can do it on our app. That's an easy way to do it. Or you can also call 1-844-TOMNDAN. Leave a message that way.
By the way, I know I'm doing it, but I hate bitching about the weather because everybody's like, there's nothing we can do about it. Shut the hell up.
You spent 3 episods doing that.
I know.
It was a 3-part one. It was one episode, 3-part episode.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not taking my own advice, believe me. Because there is nothing you can do about it, but it just makes me so mad.
Yeah, I understand.
So hot.
I understand. Let's try this one.
Hey guys, BDM Chris here, listening to Friday Free Show, and Tom was talking about having his kid at 20, or if he would have had his kid at 20, and I mean, I definitely wasn't ready. I was 21 when my first was born, and 24 when my second was born, and definitely wasn't ready. But when my oldest was turning, I think it was 7. She looked at me and she goes, Dad, when I'm 18, she was turning 8. She said, Dad, when I'm 18, you're going to be 40. And at first I was like, oh, you little bitch, but at the end of the day, I'm going to be younger than you guys are now when my kids are grown, and I'll be able to go off and me and my wife can do our own thing and celebrate the middle age of our lives, I guess. and not be too old to.
Are you just calling to rub this in our
party.
faces? Is that what you're calling to do?
Here's the problem with your theory. Yes, you're correct. But also, when you hit 40, you're not going to want to do anything. Like, not I'm saying nothing. I'm just saying you're not going to want to, like, go out as much as you did when you were in your 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you will be naturally doing less. That's just a fact.
Like, you're not going to be like, oh, let's go to Latitudes tonight. You're just
yeah,
gonna,
you won't be doing that. Well, maybe you will.
You could travel more, I guess, but it's not like all your friends are going to be like out partying anymore.
I don't think there's a perfect way to do it. It's just do it. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's all just different variations of it. Oh, we saw photos yesterday. Was it you, Sam, that saw photos of our friend David Jolly, and Ari Shafir at the mothership? We got a voicemail about that.
Hey guys, first off, I want to say congrats to David Jolly for landing a gig at the mothership. I listened to you guys in Red Rogan, so I've gotten to go through the journey of hearing it be built and the grand opening and everything else. So that was really cool. But I also heard on old Red Rogan they were talking about in Indonesia how. I guess a dog killed a baby monkey, so all the monkeys went and took hundreds of puppies and threw them off the roof as revenge, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was cool, so love you guys.
I thought it was cool. Okay, well, that's a lot to unpack here.
What?
Did you think it was cool?
We'll do our best.
That was your first thought, or not?
My first thought was
horrifying?
It was radical. It was
badass.
Radical's wrong, because it is radical. You'd be like, yeah, badass is a good one.
Yeah.
My first thought was, this is freaking sweet.
And also,
Sweet is pretty bad there.
How many puppies were just laying around? I feel like
enough for the monkeys to grab them all. I'll tell you that. That's a surplus of puppies. How many puppies can one monkey hold?
You know what's weird is
they did it over like the course of a month.
Was it a real revenge story?
Yeah.
There are animals that
monkeys are vengeful. And they're very territorial, too.
Yeah,
I've never liked monkeys.
Dude,
I don't know. I watch a lot of Naked and Afraid, although I haven't watched it in a while now. But you watch a lot of Alone. You learn that when they go to places where there are monkeys, don't mess with the monkeys.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
They're us. And they're just like more.
They're mean as hell.
They're more aggressive versions of what we are, right? So they're going to win every time.
That lady that...
Oh, not the face monkey, dude. I can't do that
got
story.
Her face ripped off.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I think that was because she had brought
She stopped bringing it wine.
that was a different story.
She stopped driving it to get wine at the ABC liquor store.
So there was another situation where someone was killed because he brought like a birthday cake to another chimpanzee, and then the other one got jealous and then like ambushed him. It was like a zookeeper or whatever.
I'll stop you from giving cakes to my other monkeys. I'll kill your ass.
And then killed the guy because it was jealous. So it was like that is. And then there was even some story about like an orca whale. And Sam could look this up.
Well, it's going on right now. Are you talking about the orcas that are sinking boats?
No.
Because they're freaking out because we're boiling the ocean?
Well, that's...
that's my guess. People go like, why are the orcas going crazy? I'm like, we're boiling the oceans. Set your own house on fire. See if you don't go crazy.
There was some like story about an orca whales behaving a certain way towards humans because like in... World War II or whatever, like the planes that were flying over the Pacific would like shoot at them if they were like swimming around as target.
You were shooting at me in World War II.
Which is weird that they would even relate to humans. They would think it was a bird, right?
No, dude. Like, that's a real story. So
no, I don't know.
This person is claiming...
I heard this on TikTok or something.
I do like this story, but this person's claiming that the whales back in WW2, they'd see the guys going over, and the guys would be bored, and like, I'm going to shoot at it. And they shoot at the whale, and then years later,
and
the whales saw a plane and was like, hold on a second, isn't that mother ever that shot us in World War II? And the other whale's like, yeah, that's him.
And then
let's go bite his wings off.
There's stories about crows attacking people for like and like recognizing people's faces and then like being mad at someone that
I remember that guy. He took my French fries at the park.
Yeah, so it's weird that animals would even have revenge as a motivation. You think?
Remember that elephant that traveled miles to stomp that lady at her funeral? Remember that?
What was that?
That was a few months ago.
You have to look that up if you don't know that story.
What was it?
I forgot about this story. I should not be laughing like that.
So
I should cut that out.
The elephant where was
it
this?
Traveled to kill her, right?
Yeah, it traveled.
Was this in like India or something?
I don't think it was in Deltona.
I
wish it was.
Was it Africa or India?
So the elephant actually killed her and then returned to trample her corpse at her own funeral.
That's what it was.
Now that is some vengeful stuff.
That's petty. I feel like.
I love
what
it.
did you do to that elephant?
It's hard. It's hard to me even.
It was in
like,
India.
There's
yeah.
a TikTok video too of an elephant. Have you seen the TikTok video of the elephant where the people are standing in front of it and they have their cameras out and the elephant just takes his trunk and punches the fat lady in the face,
no,
knocking her back?
I haven't seen that.
It might be the best video I've ever seen.
I did see a buffalo. There was like a group of tourists. They were walking on this like wooden pathway, and there's a giant buffalo. there was like they should have just stopped and not walked past it, but I guess they felt like, oh, it's on the path, so it's not gonna annihilate me as I walk by.
Must be one of the attractions here.
And then as soon as they got close to it, it just head rammed.
Grunt charge.
Grunt charged one of them and just knocked. I mean, hard. The thing's like 1,200 pounds, and then just annihilated some dude with a camera. But those I understand. It's like you spooked it. But the revenge is like it remembering and then seeking revenge on you over emotion.
And it can go both ways
because it's not for food or for anything else. Revenge is emotion based.
It can go both ways too, because remember those guys that knew those two lions and then they went away? Everybody knows this dumb story. And then they come back like 10 years later and the lions are like, oh, yo, it's my buddies. And they're hugging them and stuff. So, I mean, I guess, they're smarter than we think.
Well, it like recognizes the human smell and then they remember them taking care of it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But
it's two blonde guys, I think. It looks like when you see the story, you're like, that's fake.
But the elephant trampling the corpse of the lady.
Well, it killed her first.
Yeah.
Then trampled a corpse. Then trampled her house. Went back and trampled her house and took out the whole village. It brought more elephants to take out the whole village.
I like the idea of it walking by and it's like it looks in the window. It's like, is that her picture on the TV in that house? Well, that's her house. Ah, yes. And the ghost just starts going crazy.
She was brutally attacked by an elephant in a nearby forest while collecting water. She was rushed to the hospital where she was pronounced dead very quickly. After bringing her body home, her family proceeded to make the necessary arrangements for her funeral, but it was all for naught, as in the day of the funeral, the very same elephant returned to the village in an extremely foul mood. The elephant then proceeded to attack the funeral and target Maya's corpse, trampling it furiously before letting out a roar that signaled other elephants from its herd to wreck the rest of the village. The same elephant also somehow managed to identify this woman's home specifically.
It was a smell.
And went on to smash it.
It was a smell. The smell was in the house. The smell was on the lady. The elephant hated the smell. That's what happened.
But why? The lady was just getting water.
No, smell. It was a smell. The lady had something on her.
The lady
smell
didn't do anything to the elephant.
Doesn't matter.
Like you're whipping them.
No, but the elephant hated the smell. So the elephant found her when she was watering. The elephant's like, that smells really bad. Goes over there. He kills the lady. Then why did he go back to the funeral? The only thing you can explain it is it smells. The house smells. It's a smell.
While the exact reason for the elephant's vengeful behavior remains unknown, some have speculated that the woman may have done something in the past to offend the beast.
No.
And that it managed to retain the thought in its head until the opportunity arose for it to seek revenge.
That's what you want to think, but it was a smell.
This is quite probable, considering that elephants have extremely long memories and are known to exact vengeance on humans or other animals that have caused them hurt, most notably
never
poachers.
Forget.
Now, you want to say it's just random. It's just like a random
this
accident.
is specific as hell.
But then the monkey with the birthday cake, there was no other reason to kill the zookeeper other than that.
Now that one I don't have an explanation.
But monkeys or chimpanzees are smarter. But elephants and there's other animals that we don't understand exactly how their brains work or how they communicate or how complicated.
Do pigs kill people?
They eat bodies.
Not hogs. Pigs. Can you
Boars
piss
will.
off? Can
Boar
you
will.
piss off a pig enough where it will fight you?
I bet you there's been
a big pink porky.
There's been like an old man that fell into a trough of pigs.
And they
got him good.
And they just started
ate all the meat
eating
off
him.
his skull.
Yeah. And they just overpowered him. You ever seen a regular farm pig? How big it is?
They're fat.
Yeah.
They're big boys.
Have
I seen a regular farm pig? I used to hang with the monsters at T's and Q's back in the day. Are you crazy? I've seen all the farm pigs and I banged them all too. I'm sorry.
Oh. It's a gigantic beast. And it was just
glorious. When you see it, you're not. It's not bad. You're impressed.
All right.
You want to do another one?
Let's do another one.
All right. Let's try this one. Right.
Tom, Dan, Sam, BDM Mike.
Oh, not that one. Hold on. Let's do this one.
All right.
I want to do this one.
What's going on, dudes and Chica? It is Big Rick, and I am reaching out because I'd like to know if Tom Van, in his ever-long quest to be better at his kids when it comes to any type of physical activity and maintain his young old man status, can do a stand on one leg with your eyes closed for 20 seconds test. Yeah, let's see if you can do that, man. All right. Anyway, love you guys. Mean it. Become BDM if you haven't become BDM yet.
Okay, there you go.
He did submit a Shark Week story, so we'll be going over that.
No,
Man.
Big Rick, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a two-parter right there. Yeah. Holy moly.
Is that a thing? Because it seems like that should be no problem. Like
I
That
don't know.
makes me think you're not going to be able to do it.
So wait, let's
Hold
talk it
on,
out
should
here.
I video this for TikTok?
So is this a stand on one foot?
Like a flamingo.
Yeah.
So do you have to put is that who's the guy that plays the flute? Jethro Tull style?
Put my foot up, stand for 20 seconds with
Like
my eyes
Sam's
closed.
doing. See how she puts it on the side of her knee?
Yeah.
Are you locking out your leg? Probably.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hold on.
All right.
20
So
seconds.
it's got to be 20 full Mississippis, and you got to close your eyes. Hold on. Let me get your camera. Hold on. I make sure I can see it
Okay, you
here.
ready?
Okay. You're on camera, and no. Hold on. You're doing it wrong.
What?
You're not doing the flamingo. You got to put it on the side of your leg.
Oh, well, I
Like
thought it
this.
was up. Oh,
Yeah, no, like this.
Like this?
Like this, like a
Okay.
flamingo.
Yeah, well, that's
Like that.
easier. Okay. 1, 2.
3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. All right, and he slammed into the door.
Oh my God! Why he fell out of the door jam? I don't even know if I could do that. I don't know if I can do that.
He
Is
said that's easy, and then proceeded to fall into the door.
Nobody can do it.
Is that a
It's
TikTok?
impossible.
probably
It's an
do it.
impossible
Is that a
task.
TikTok challenge?
I think
No,
I
no.
can do it.
Okay, hold on.
Only men
Hold
can
on.
do it.
Did you say only men can do it?
No, only men can't do
I
it.
don't think
Why
I can do
not?
it.
Too stupid.
I can't
We're
do it.
Well, you got
yeah,
bad hips, too.
Wo-
so.
that's true.
women can do it.
All right, now it's a gender thing. I'm not sure how.
Is that
No, no.
is that one of the TikTok challenges?
It
I haven't
must be.
seen it, but it might be.
Oh, you need
Yeah.
to fix your camera.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's interesting. I've never heard. I do like those because I like the ones where, because of the way you're built, you can't do it. Like the ones you're talking about, the ones where it's like everybody knows
With
it.
the
it's-
broomstick,
Yeah.
thing. Although that one didn't bother me. I could do that one.
Some people can. Sam was right. It has to do with your hips. Like I can't do a lot of that stuff because I have little person hips.
Is it because when our eyes are closed, we can't maintain balance? We need our eyes to be open to stand on one leg.
I don't know, but I'm glad that's not at the DUI checkpoints because that would be real bad.
Well, I'm dead sober and it's impossible. I mean, I could only do it for 4 seconds.
That's what I'm saying. Could you do the regular DUI checkpoint stuff now? Sometimes when I'm watching them and I'm like, I don't think I could do that sober.
The backwards alphabet, it would be slow on that. I'd have to keep like reminding myself which letters.
Here's what I would tell him. I'd say, like, can I write them down
Right.
the first way first and then just read them backwards to you? Because it means I'd still know it. It's just,
I think that's a dumb test because I literally cannot do that sober. I couldn't do that right now.
I can only do ZXY.
I was told to refuse all
Isn't
that.
it GYX?
Yeah, see, I already screwed it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Already bad. Already bad.
That's
I
what I'm
already
saying.
ruined it.
It's all just a bunch of nonsense to collect more evidence in your DUI trial. Like that's what it is.
Well,
So
aren't they kind of hoping you'll talk too? I feel like.
yeah, there's no really.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, they want you to just break down and be like, "You got me."
Yeah, the fact.
I haven't been drinking.
Oh man.
Because
I won.
the field sobriety test is just another piece of evidence that they'll show in court to the jury to build a case against you.
Let's see here. We got one more. One more voicemail.
Hello, Tom and Dan and Sam. So, the last few years, because of my wife, we've bought a farm and we have some multiple horses on the farm. You know, I'm like Bus Decker, living the horse husband dream here. And tonight, my mother sent me a picture of a photograph. That sounds weird. Of me as a small child, about 3 years old, on a horse. And it was the first time I was ever on a horse. And what had happened in my Castleberry /Winter Springs 80s life this woman was walking door to door through the neighborhood with a pony and would put your kid on it for, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 bucks, whatever it was. It was the 80s. And somehow we got the pictures, I guess. And they're like decent quality pictures, but it's me in their cowboy hat and cowboy vest, shirtless, of course, because, trash child. And I was just wondering if, any of you had the similar experience growing up in Florida with the door-to-door pony person for pictures back in the 80s? Or B, do you think this could be a good business where I could go to the cul-de-sac and get Coppertone, Dr. Ghoul, and, Drift Car Driver, MMA Fighter, Tom Van, and charge them for pony pictures?
If you take a horse to Tom's house,
you.
I mean, his wife's definitely going to give you some money. If you're standing in his yard.
This is where you're wrong.
Is your wife into horse riding or ponies or any of that?
No,
She's about animals?
She thinks, especially the pony rides.
She'd be giving
She can't
it
even
water.
look at it.
Yeah.
She'd be petting it.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, it's it's so hot.
Yeah, it's bad.
So, and then most, like the old school pony rides, I would imagine the ponies were treated not the best.
Is that still a thing at birthday parties?
100%.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Around here, rich white people will buy animals and put them in the sun, and it will go on until there are no longer rich white people. I have a feeling, because I see it around here all the time. And they got the whole spread. Pony, goat, chickens, rabbits.
It comes from a wildlife refuge, and that's the key.
Yeah.
They started
They
started marketing it as a wildlife refuge will bring you the animals.
I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. I didn't vet it.
Well, I'm just assuming that people looked at it like, oh, people care about animal rights nowadays, so we can't just show up with a hot ass trailer then
you can't be a clown with a pony. You have to be an educational center now.
Yeah, or a refuge, and then you're doing this for education.
We rescue these animals.
Rescue,
We rescued all these animals.
In the chat, Concrete Mike says, I'll bring a, quote, pony for Crystal to pet with a
Jesus
frog
Christ.
emoji.
Oh, my God, I know what that means. These guys could, you could take your pony there and say, this pony, we rescued this pony from a farm where it was very happy, and now it lives in a U-Haul trailer.
But you have to present it like that. It can't just be like, hey, we got a bunch of animals in some jail somewhere.
No, you can't say that.
We'll bring them out for money.
Yeah.
It's got to be, hey, we're teaching your kids about these animals.
Yeah.
And
but you don't really teach. Once you're at the party, you say, let them ride 'em. You let it eat the cake.
And the kids don't care.
Yeah.
And the parents don't care.
A lot of the kids now, one of the good things that I've noticed, and when I was a kid, I was really into the animals, right? If you had ponies or any of that stuff, I was into it. But I noticed that now, and that's just because you and I talk about it, kids are soft now. It's all the kids are afraid of the animals. They're all crying. All of them are crying. They're all afraid of every animal. Nobody wants to see the animals. So that's probably another reason why they're drying up, is I don't think kids like animals like they used to.
Well, because
Not like they used
they
to.
stink, and they're stupid.
Video games trump
it's better elevate. That's where they want to go for their birthday. They don't want to be sitting in the backyard riding some donkey. It stinks.
You make an excellent point.
Fair.
Wait a minute, is that our new Elevate ad? Do you want to ride a donkey or an electric go-kart? Your choice.
Yeah, you're like, pinata, donkey? This is all stupid. Anyway, all right, bye-bye.
Oh, that's funny.
Do an intro for that, and then we got some commercials.
That is
Friday 1 and 2.
Friday 1 and 2. All right, guys, we'll do intros in a bit, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. So,